for joining us this week. You'll see we are in the great outdoors this week. We don't have a huge amount to report on the community support this week, so things are continuing as normal, if that's what you want to call it. We do have funding until the end of September, which we have told you guys before, and we will be here longer if that is necessary. So keep following us, keep keeping in touch, and yeah, we'll be there to support whoever needs that. But yeah, so tonight, Joan's going to tell us where we are, why we're here, and what is this all about.
So I actually just thought I'd take Marion along for a spot of weeding. No, actually, we are standing outside the drill hall, which, if anybody hasn't realised where it is, I think sometimes people walk past it. We seem to quite often explain where it is. It's in Sinclair Street, so the library is up there, Sinclair Hotel's just here. So the drill hall has been, well, first of all, when we went out and we asked the people of Thurso what they wanted in 2018,
Yeah.
out of all those responses, the biggest response that we got and the priority need is a community hub for Thurso. It's not something that we can magic in just a few months. It's a long-term project. So we identified that this would be our plan A, our most likely scenario for a community hub. So we're out here to really kind of sort of say, if you missed it during lockdown, we actually secured the first bit of funding to look at the feasibility reports to see if this building will be suitable for a community hub and what we'd need to do to get it there and how much money it will cost. So that was from the Architectural Heritage Fund, and now that lockdown's easing and I have to kind of go back a bit more to my day job, we'll be looking at putting in an application to the Scottish Land Fund to see about securing the rest of the funding that we need, because we need to see if it's actually suitable first or not. I think one of the things that COVID has taught us is that there's even more of a need for a community hub now, a really good quality facility. Certainly a lot of the things that we've done would have been easier if we'd had a building that was, that was available like this, and our own.
And somewhere that people already trusted and perhaps knew some faces and all those sorts of things. So yeah, this is our plan A. Doesn't look like much just now, but hopefully it'll look 10 times better, and somewhere that you'll all be familiar with, you'll all come and see us regularly, and somewhere that we can share together as a community. I think that could be really exciting.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big benefits that we see to here is the fact that it is in the town centre. It's a building that's unlikely to have any other use if it doesn't go into community use. I was actually reading a report today about sort of 20-minute towns, which is that all of your needs and services should be within 20 minutes walking or cycling distance from your home. And Thurso actually could really easily become like a 20-minute town. It's this kind of new template for town planning. And one of the key things is having community spaces that people have within 20 minutes of where they live. And I think here is certainly reachable from all your different housing estates within 20 minutes walking or cycling. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's that. I guess all that's left is, if you are interested to know more, to please get in touch. If you're interested to help us in any way, then please do get in touch. We form these wee working groups to try and progress each of our projects. So there are quite a few projects, so some people's skills are better used in other places. So if you think you've got some skills that you could help us turn this into something amazing, then we would really love to hear from you, because many hands make light work and all that stuff.
it's also the kind of thing that you can kind of dip in and dip out of a project. It doesn't commit you the same way as being on the board does, or becoming a member of staff. So yeah, we'd be really interested to hear from anybody that's got building experience, been involved in a project like this before, that could join a wee working group. That'd be really good. Cool. Right, next please.
Next please. So next up on our wee tour, we've come to Sir John Square Gardens, where we've mentioned it so many times now. You all know the work we've been doing here along with Thurso Grows, so we've got loads of vegetables coming through now. It's all really exciting. And we've got our beautiful stones taking shape here in the shape of a rainbow. We still need lots more, so please do keep them coming if you've been doing any. Is there much? We don't have much updates, do we? We just like it here.
Yeah, we just pretty much like it here. Yeah, it's really nice sitting here. It's really nice. I met a couple of people today. They were actually just saying how lovely it is to see so many members of the community coming in and using the town square gardens over the summer. We're a little bit of a dreich night tonight, but certainly things like they've been doing pop-up markets. I don't think there's one this Saturday, but I think there is the next Saturday, and we'll actually be starting to harvest some of these things just now. Sorry, stagecoach bus. Yeah, because some of the lettuces are getting ready, and I think lots of people have been enjoying sort of locally grown food because they take stuff down from the gardens as well, which has really thrived. And I think we just really want to say a big well done to our Thurso Grows team, particularly Sharon and Jill, for keeping all the gardening going through what's been a pretty tough time. It's pretty amazing that we've got good produce, and it's a project that we really hope to grow in the future as well. Pardon the pun with Thurso Grows. Yeah, there's a few different areas that we're exploring at the moment. Not necessarily areas of the town, but just ways that we can expand and kind of build on their project. And just really good as well that, you know, to be more locally resilient. We've had COVID, but we could potentially have climate change as well, as most people know, and that's what that project focuses on. So yeah, it's been really good to see.
Yeah. And just what we've loved seeing as well is people using the gardens. You know, we see it every summer. There's lots of visitors come and have their fish and chips at the benches and enjoy watching the pipe band on a Saturday. Those are all usual things, whereas as we all know, this year is very unusual. There's nothing normal. It all feels a bit weird. So it's just lovely to come and walk through here, admire all the beautiful stones, and yeah, just take a bit of chill time. So yeah, well done to Thurso Grows, and well done to everybody who's painted a stone so far, and keep them coming.
We actually have a couple of visitors now behind us, so yeah.
We better move on.
Yeah. Let's go for it again. We're going to try and pretend this is not take 3. So we're now in the town centre, because we're going to talk about some of the things that we've been doing previously for town centre and what we're going to be up to now. So Marion, do you want to start us off with what we achieved last year for the town centre, which hasn't quite happened yet, but we're going to give an update on that.
Yeah, so last year we were lucky enough to receive some funding to implement some infrastructure into the town centre, which will not only help visitors to the area, but us locals as well. So there will be a digital sign thing put in somewhere, which will be all touch screen, will be input with loads of information, and that we can all use to find shops, to find restaurants, to find all kinds of things. We'll also probably upload it with events and all kinds of information. We've also been awarded funding to put in wayfinding signage, which will be like the little pointy finger things that tells us shops this way, beach this way, river this way, pubs this way, all that kind of stuff. And last but by no means least, we were also granted funding to put in, what did you call them?
Low-level planters.
Low-level planters with, you guessed it, more fruit and veg.
But also more permanent planting. We obviously for many, many years have benefited from the fantastic Mike Potts, Thurso and Bloom, which was Mike Potts and Kelvin, the council gardener. I'm sure there was other people involved, but I don't know who they were. But unfortunately they kind of folded last year. So yeah, we'd like to put in something that's a bit more permanent, that's low level, and get some more community groups and businesses and things like that involved in them, and kind of sponsoring and helping to maintain them and things like that. So it's a bit more of a joint effort rather than being reliant on just one group. And then more recently, we've kind of spoken about this the past couple of times on the Thurso show. We've just been awarded funding from Scotland's Towns Partnership, and by including, we are one of 200 towns across Scotland that have been funded. So we're going to be doing some marketing work really to encourage you all back into the town centre and supporting local businesses. So it will include stickers on the ground telling you how to social distance. We're going to do them with a bit of a local theme. I'm sure that I'll probably try to put Tina Bowley in there somewhere, and everybody else will try and stop me, but you know, hey ho. They'll also kind of brighten the place up a bit. There'll be banners and things like that, posters, encouraging people to shop local. We'll be doing quite a lot of work on social media, encouraging people to shop local and sharing information from the local businesses. And when we kind of say, I know that we're standing in the town centre, but we actually mean all of our retail businesses. We are quite lucky in Thurso that the majority of the businesses are within the town centre here, but we also do have businesses that are up normally, we have ones that are over in the riverside. So any of the retail businesses really, and also hospitality, so hotels, cafes, restaurants, anywhere you can go out to eat. Anybody who's doing the eat out to help out and all of those kind of things, so that we're promoting the town centre for ourselves and encouraging people to come down. We'll maybe look at like things like treasure hunts, a red herring competition, and if anybody's got any kind of ideas on things like that, then we would love to hear from you. What else are we going to be doing?
The business directory.
Yes, business directory that we're going to put out. It's going to be very much like the community magazine, so it'll be kind of a directory, but also have some interesting articles and things like that from local businesses. So we're asking you to contribute again, and it'll be going out to all the homes in Thurso, so that everybody's got very clear information about our local businesses. And I think it's just like lots of these businesses have been really good to us. When we were in lockdown, they were working really hard, they were doing lots of deliveries, really changed the way that they provide their goods and their services really quickly and helped us. So if we can help them, and when I say we, I mean all of us, you know, come and shop locally, then that's a good thing because we want them all to survive. They've had a hard time.
Yeah, so we will be pulling together this information and distributing it to every home in Thurso, just like we did with the community magazine a couple of months ago now. I can't even remember when that was. So that'll be landing on your doorsteps in the next few weeks, maybe a couple of months. And that is why we mentioned a couple of weeks ago that we wanted town centre businesses to get in touch with us with your details so that we can start communicating with you guys and get as much information as we possibly can. So if you could continue to do that, that would be really excellent. And as well as that, Joan will be visiting a lot of the shops and businesses in the next sort of week to gather up and really just communicate what's going on and how people can get involved, because that's what we're all about, isn't it?
Yeah, entirely.
So have we forgotten anything this time?
No, I think we're good.
Did we press record?
Let's hope so.
Okay, so I guess thanks for watching, and we'll be back again in a fortnight with more nonsense.
Yeah.
Right. Let's see if we pressed the button.
Yes, we pressed the button.
Where's good?